What's going on, everybody? This be your boy DJ Anonymous with Sports Biz Music, the podcast, episode 10, and I got a special guest, the founder of NuMiami, Akeem.
What's going on, bro?
What's going on with you, man?
Good,
I think I met you at Art Central Miami. I'm not sure,
yeah,
but
probably.
we met before, and I'm one of the people that I followed NuMiami for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all was one of the inspirations, for me to even like get the step in the door of media.
Okay.
Because like you said before the podcast, like covering especially South Florida artists and stuff like that. Like we need that because we still being overlooked. Somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? But for the people that don't know about you, just tell them like who you are, what you do, and
so pretty much I started a company called TheNuMiami 4 years ago. It's pretty much a full service entertainment company. We do mixing and mastering, media coverage, artist development, and promotions pretty much. So it started off as me just mixing for people. I'm an audio engineer, so I started mixing for people. And at the end of the session, they'll be like, "Hey, Akeem, where can we like upload our music to or share our music?" And I know a few sites, but like other than that, I was like, I really don't know. So I feel like I needed to fill a void for the people that I was working with, and that's what gave me the idea of creating a blog. And my grandma is the one who actually gave me the idea of a blog.
Okay.
I knew how to make websites, but I didn't know what a blog was until my grandma really explained to me what it was. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like the difference between a website and a blog is that a website is just something that's up there and you don't really pretty much update it 24/7. But a blog is something constant. You're constantly putting feed on, like a timeline.
Yeah.
So when I came up with that, I already was thinking like different names of the company, and I wanted to be TheNuMiami, but I didn't know how to spell it exactly. So I was thinking of NEW. I was trying to find all the way to spell it like DA. Yeah. But there's a guy that I mix for, and like he's one of my best friends. So
any chance you got a quarter you can spit it out?
Nah.
I feel it.
So
my bad, y'all.
So pretty much he gave me an idea. He was like, "Bro, you use NU." I was like, NU. He's like Nubian Queen, Black. Like, so I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So I'm pretty much good at searching names, like registering your company. People don't know it. It's only $120 to like start up a company. So, and I'm always buying domain names because, like I said, back in middle school, I used to build websites, and when I got to high school, a guy taught me how to purchase domain names and just sit on them so you can sell them. So I bought the domain name, and then from there, that's when I started the Instagram, started the website, pretty much started everything to set it up. And then how I got my following to grow with the whole brand and everything was I went out, bought a camera. It was only me. Bought a camera, went to every single event in Miami and started taking pictures. And I got to a point where I'm taking pictures of the artists. I'm like, damn, there's only so much pictures I can get of the artists. So let me get pictures of the crowd. Yeah. So that's how I flipped it. So pretty much I would go to these events, take pictures of the crowd, and people are like, oh my God, where can I find the photos? Where can I find the photos? I'm like, follow me. I'm like, send me this number. Yeah. So when they would hit me up on Instagram, I would get a follow, and they'll have the pictures, and they will tag me. So their friends in their timeline. So it all linked back. So it was pretty much word of mouth. Like our Instagram following is still pretty low, but from word of mouth, we're pretty.
Y'all very new.
Yeah. And that's because I was attacking the ground. I'm really not so. I'm big on social media when it comes to the presence, but as far as like actually working in the streets, you still have to do that.
Yeah, you got to do both. And
correct. And people forget that.
Yeah. Because I remember, when I first started DJing, with MySpace, I used to just add people, tell them listen to my music and stuff like that. To this day, I just feel like if MySpace was around, I feel like a lot of people would have been famous, right? A lot of people would have blew it.
That's how I got my buzz. That's how I got my buzz off MySpace. So I started, so like I said, 6th grade, I was in a band, and I played the trumpet. And I was first chair, actually. And I was really good at it. And then I also had another elective, which was web design. So I'm like, damn, I really like web design, because I was already into computers. So I'm like, okay. Once I figured out how to start slowly building websites, I had a computer where I wanted to burn CDs with people in class because I used to see people at
Yeah,
flea markets and stuff
yeah,
like that
yeah.
selling CDs. So I'm like, okay. So when I went to go ask one of the guys, oh, how you doing? They always like batted me down, didn't want to tell me. So I'm like, damn, what's the big secret? So once I figured it out, my mom, she bought me a CD burner from Best Buy. I went in home, installed it on the computer, figured out how to configure it. It worked, and I started burning CDs from like LimeWire. And people would, in school would give me a list. I charged them $5, and then that's how I was making money in middle school.
I did the same thing, selling CDs, and then in high school when they had like the iPods and the MP3s.
Yep. So when I was in middle school, I was doing that. I mean, that's when like Bluetooth and infrared first came out. So I was making ringtones like high quality, so it can be loud on the phone. And from there, that's how it started. So I started figuring out the computer, the web design, and then I started making MySpace layouts. So I got famous from making MySpace layouts for people like Iceberg, Young Fee, when it was like beefing.
Yeah, I remember that. That's a lot of people. Hopefully one day I have on the show.
Yeah.
Just to, because I followed it, especially as a DJ.
Correct.
And it was one of them beefs that was like, it was real, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you was like, you don't want nobody to get hurt, but you was still interested in like the tracks. Like you was like, oh snap, Young Fee went off on Iceberg, and then Iceberg.
The crazy part is, I'm really cool with Iceberg. Me and Iceberg tight.
Yeah.
And Young Fee, Young Fee first video, did this to Iceberg, I shot it in front of my crib. Like when I had to be like 16.
Did Iceberg understand that though?
No, I know he know the situation. Me and Berg are closer now than anything. But that was like in the beginning stages before I even knew Iceberg like personally.
Okay.
But once we connected, we already knew like everything. Like he pretty much knew who I was. So he not sleep.
Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's like, I mean, what you supposed to do, like,
Correct.
You have your own grind and stuff. It's not like you're not trying to step on other people's shoes, but you just.
Correct. Like I'm not even in that.
Yeah. You just like, man, listen, I'm just trying to help you. You hit me up, blah blah blah. I'm trying to get this money. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So that's the thing, because what I used to do is I used to pass out flyers for free at school.
Yeah.
So he knew little kids at every school, and I went to America, so he used to give me the flyers at America, pay me, and he'd like spread this around the school. Then when he would come like drop me off CDs or anything, and that's when I had bought a little digital camera. He was like, man, let's shoot it, let's try it. Like he was the first person that actually gave me the opportunity. Like. Y'all cool to this day too? Yeah, man. Yeah, but I don't talk to him like that. But like he in LA, he doing his little thing. I don't know. But
because like people that's not in the music like that, that's actually working. They may say like, for example, like Iceberg. Like a lot of people say, man, Iceberg ain't really doing nothing right now. I'm like, Iceberg doing a lot. He just he reminds me of like a Pastor Troy, Tech 9 type vibe. Like he's underground, but the man got his own shop and stuff. Same thing with Young Fee. Like Young Fee is traveling and things like that.
Doing his thing. Like I honestly like I respect Bird because like he genuine, like no flaws. Yeah. Like he tell you how it is straight up. He talk to you like regular conversation. Like his brain open. He on the same thing we on. Like so it's good to like know that he's still on that same level. He's still grinding. He's still trying to do his thing.
Yeah, man. Cause like I look at Ball Greasy. Ball Greasy is another one. I like. He shouldn't have been blue when he was in high school. Now it's time.
Yeah, but everything happens for a reason. And he garnered all his fans. Like his fans, he got a fan base.
Yeah. So to go back to you, like your passion, your first passion was web design. That was like
it was always music.
Music,
It was always music. But I'm a technical guy, so like the computers really got me.
So what was your inspirations when it came to music? Like who inspired you? Trick Daddy. Everybody. Shout out to Uncle Trick, boy.
Yeah, Trick. Honestly, Trick. That's all I can say. And like I like R&B music.
Yeah.
So it would be probably. I'll say Trick, like Master P, because I respect the independent grind. Like, I understood that early, too.
Yeah, because, I mean, we from the South, you know what I'm saying? So we had to grind, more.
Like Boosie, I like that type of stuff. But as far as me listening to music, my favorite artist is probably like R. Kelly.
R. Kelly? He's a genius, man. Genius, man.
R. Kelly, Mary J. I respect Jermaine Dupri. Because all this, like the entrepreneur stuff he's done. That's pretty much, I like R&B music. Anything R&B.
So R&B was like your first, like...
Because my mom...
Yeah, we all grew up in the soul R&B, household. Like my mom, growing up, she used to listen to a lot of Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like...
Lauryn Hill.
Of course, the Anita Bakers and them, but like when it came to like rap, but with like R&B and soul, like Lauryn Hill was like the first one that she used to play every day, like all day. You know what I'm saying? Like then she'd have like a Keith Sweat would come in, and then Whitney Houston and stuff like that. And like as music geeks, we learned that even though we may listen to like hip hop and R&B more, but we are engaged in music, and whether it's rock, punk, all that stuff.
If you look at my Apple Music or my Spotify plays on what I listen to, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Cause I always felt like Dr. Dre. I remember I seen you seen the documentary, the one with the Defiant ones.
Yeah.
Like it. I always felt like Dr. Dre was like he was very like universal with the music, but like for him to listen to like these different bands and stuff like that,
correct.
And then you listen to his beats, I'm like you could tell like him, Pharrell, Jermaine Dupri, all of them like they was inspired by a lot of different sounds. So that's what's up, man. So music was like your top.
Yeah, always. That's what. Remember I told you because I was in the band.
Yeah,
like,
in the band.
So I wanted to know how to do it. And I wanted to know how to play the piano, drums,
So was you in the band in high school at American?
No.
Why not?
Because the computers took over.
Oh yeah, and then that's when the web design came in.
Yeah, it took over completely, bro. Like I said, once I got out of the band, 6th grade, I never looked back. Because I knew how to play notes. I can still play the trumpet to this day. Like if I picked it up. Because I know my form, my posture, all that. But when the computer took over, bro, because I was making money from burning CDs. I was building MySpace layouts, making money from that. I was like, yo, this is... I grew up with the computer.
So you know about coding and all that stuff?
Not to it.
Not to the exact, but you know about it. Because, MySpace, I tell the kids, because it's crazy because kids nowadays, like the younger generation, they know about coding. Like, we was taught that when we was in school, but like, there are actually like classes where they seriously want these kids to know about coding because technology, is taking over. And like I was telling them, like the closest I ever got to coding was, y'all may not know it, but like MySpace, for them because they know about Facebook and Snapchat and all that. But MySpace was like you had to literally like copy and paste. Like, all right, cool, like this layout cool, but then you find out something was kind of messed up and stuff, so I'm like, dang, I gotta start this all over again. And then of course again with the music, you used to play the music whenever someone come on your page, they're like, they could just tell like what type of person you are, what's your vibe and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was in middle school, I used to listen to a lot of Texas music, so like Mike Jones and Slim Thug and all of them, like I used to always have like a Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Slim Thug, Pimp C, DJ Screw, because I was in love with, I'm still kind of in love with Screw and the Chop. Because it just, I don't know, it was just so cool, like it's so slowed down and stuff like that, and then like they just, it's kind of like down here like how we speed up music, but they slow it down, they cut it up and stuff like that, so you know what I'm saying, so we got that, we both got that same mentality of, when we was in school, like we used to grind it out. So after American, you went straight to college?
Yeah, I did. I went straight to Miami-Dade. Because, like I said, in middle school, and at American, I was in web design, and then I ended up getting out of web design because my 9th grade year, the teacher that was really teaching me everything, I was soaking up everything from him. He ended up leaving the school because they opened up a new school and they were paying him more. So he left, and he was trying to get me to even go to that school, but it was just too far. So I'm like, man. So once he left the school, the next teacher that had the web design class, I knew more than him. So I'm like, man, I can't do this to myself. Like, and I was his, like, he had me helping him teach the class. So I'm like, nah, like, I can't do this. Like, I need to keep learning because I'm still in the process of, like, milking it in. I ended up getting out of that.